Signs which have already occurred. 6. Widespread death like murrain of sheep. This is one of the signs of the hour and is in reference to widespread death that occurs during epidemics. It was said that this occurred during the Plague of Amwaas. The plague at-ta'u occurred with swelling to the body, accompanied by severe fever and pain. It was lethal and highly contagious disease. It was named after a Palestinian town named Amwaas, close to Jerusalem. It was narrated from Auf ibn Malik that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Count 6 things prior to the hour." Among them he mentioned widespread death which will spread amongst you like murrain among sheep. During the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab, after the conquest of Jerusalem in 16 AH, the plague became widespread in Syria in 18 AH. As many as 25,000 Muslims died from it. Many of the leading companions died because of this plague, such as Mu'adh ibn Jabal, Abu Ubaidah, Shurabil ibn Hasana, Al-Fadl ibn al-Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, and others. May Allah be pleased with them all. The disease of murrain of sheep is one that affects livestock, causing something to run from their noses and then sudden death. The Prophet ﷺ likened the widespread death to murrain of sheep because the plague appears as weeping ulcers in the body with sudden death of the infected person. 7. Prevalence of turmoil, fitna of all kinds. This is one of the signs of the hour which has begun its appear clearly in our own time. One finds oneself surrounded by all kinds of turmoil. The fitna of looking at forbidden things, such as those on satellite channels, in magazines, and on the internet. People also transmit forbidden images and video clips to mobile phones and other devices. These are trials and tribulations which, if one avoids out of fear of Allah and respect for Him, Allah will bestow upon him faith whose sweetness he will find in his heart. The fitna of forbidden wealth, such as riba, usury, brides, selling impermissible products, such as alcohol, forbidden clothing, and other things. Allah will not answer the supplication of the one who consumes impermissible wealth. He has also issued a warning of vengeance. The fitna of impermissible clothing, whether worn by men or women. People falling into a great amount of fitna until the one who is pious and pure becomes a stranger among them. The word fitna refers to trial and tribulation and is used to refer to all things that are disliked in the faith. The Prophet ﷺ spoke of the great tribulations which would appear and overwhelm the true Muslims. Each time a new fitna appears, the believers will say, "This will be my doom." It would disappear and another would then appear. Abu Hurairah narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Hasten to perform good deeds before the emergence of turmoil like pieces of block night. A man will be a believer in the morning and a disbeliever by the evening, or he will be a believer in the evening and a disbeliever by the morning. He will sell his religion for worldly gain." Meaning of the hadith. This hadith encourages a person to hasten to perform righteous deeds before excuses and destructions will come and tribulations will occur which will preoccupy him. They will be numerous, like pieces of dark night piled up on a night when there is no moon. The Prophet ﷺ gave an example of the severity of the tribulations, which is that a person may be a believer in the morning and become a disbeliever by the evening, or vice versa. This is due to the severity of the tribulations, which will cause a man its change so much in a single day. 8. Prevalence of satellite channels. Today, there are no less than 13,000 satellite channels being beamed from space to homes around the world and are a source of trial and tribulation. A general reference was made to tribulation in the Hadith quoted above. Hasten to perform good deeds before the emergence of turmoil like pieces of black night. There is also an indirect reference to the trial and evils of satellite channels. Ibn Shaybah recorded in Al-Musannaf with a Sahih Isnad that Hudayfa ibn al-Fayafi, it was said, "What is al-Fayafi, O Abu Abdullah?" He said, "The wilderness." The Arabs use the word heaven or sky, as-sama, to refer to everything that is above man. In Lisan al-Arab, it says as-sama refers to everything that is above you and overshadows you. Television sets nowadays can receive what is rained down by satellite of fitna and promiscuity. Even tents in the wilderness and the desert are not free from this fitna. 9. The Prophet's foretelling of the Battle of Siffin. Another sign of the hour is what the Prophet ﷺ prophesied concerning battles and wars that would occur, whether between the Muslims and the disbelievers or among the Muslims themselves. An example is the Battle of Siffin, which took place in 36 AH between Ali and Muawiyah after the murder of Uthman, may Allah be pleased with them all. It is one of the signs of the hour. Abu Hurairah narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, "The hour will not begin until two great groups fight one another, and there will be a great battle between them, although their call is one." The attitude of Ahlus Sunnah concerning the fitna that occurred among the companions. Note, the companions, may Allah be pleased with them, were only humans and not prophets. Due to this, there occurred among them what occurs among other people of who have difference of opinions, resulting in errors, disputes, and fighting. Ahlus Sunnah definitively agree that the companions are the most righteous people and the closest to the path of the Prophet ﷺ. So, it is obligatory to refrain from discussing any shortcoming and remain quiet about the disputes that arose between them, to refrain from spreading this difference of their among the common folk, which may cause them to have a negative views of them and create fitna and resentment against them, thus causing people to ill feeling about them. The way of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah is to refrain from discussing what happened among them. May Allah be pleased with them. 10. The emergence of the Khawarij. Another sign of the hour is the emergence of groups that are contrary to the way of the Prophet ﷺ and his noble companion. One of these groups were the Khawarij. Initially, they were on the side of Ali and fought alongside him. However, they rebelled against him after the arbitration between him and Muawiyah gathered in a town near Kufa called Harura.